My name is Cindy Sawyer, and this is my ASEA story. My son, at the age of 6, had a learning issue. We knew something was wrong and really didn't know where to go, but I found a homeopathic doctor that did testing on him. We found that he had toxic levels of lead and mercury. So over the course from 6 to the age of 17, we tried everything we could, and following many directions of different homeopathic doctors, to try to pull the lead and mercury out. We spent thousands and thousands of dollars over this course of years, not giving up, looking for anything to help him. The anguish of that experience, not only for me as a mother not being able to help him, trying to learn as much as I can to try to help him, and also his personal anguish because he knew something was wrong and he didn't want to be that way. When he was 15, he said, "Mom, please help me. You've got to help me. I can't live like this." That scared me. So I knew that I had to push and really go into research. So, we tried different, again, more protocols, spending more thousands of dollars to try to get this out. Still, it was still the same. Nothing was helping. Through my education through redox signaling molecules, I have learned that it causes the body's natural production over 500% of glutathione. And coupling that with about the same time of finding out that children with learning disabilities or autistic and even Alzheimer's, different people have high toxic levels of mercury. And those people also don't have glutathione. So there's a glutathione connection with the inability to get mercury out of the body. So I connected the dots and I went, oh my gosh, ASEA, redox signaling molecules, that which causes that body's natural production of glutathione, is my son's answer. This is what I've been looking for, and I've known about ASEA for 6 months, and I didn't know this would possibly help him. So I told my son, I know this is going to work, but we have to be scientific about this approach so that we can show people the results. So before I let him have one drop, we retested him for heavy metals and lead and mercury, and we also drove him to Florida to have the Johns Hopkins brain biopsy test. It's done through a blood test. It's expensive, but I knew this was going to work, and I knew I had to have that marker. When we got the results back 30 days later, his lead and mercury was more toxic than it had been in previous years. It had gotten worse. And also the blood test came back horrible. It came back that he had what they call negative 41% myelin sheath damage, meaning that the mercury had eroded almost 50% of his myelin sheath out of his brain. That made me cry, and I didn't even tell him how bad it was because I knew that if the molecules didn't work, that our family was going to be in a situation in about 10 years. And I felt like this was his only hope. So we put him on 12 ounces a day, a sauna. He's continued vitamins and minerals and B12s. We stayed with that, some electrolytes. And in 2 months of being on the ASEA, he didn't notice the difference. But one morning, after 1 year of having piano lessons and still playing like a little tiny kindergartner, 2 months of ASEA, one morning, 1 year of piano lessons showed up. He was playing piano in the other room, like my daughter, who plays like a genius on the piano. He was playing. I thought it was her. When she came out of the bathroom and I saw her, it was my husband and I looked at each other and went, "Oh my God, that's our son. How can he do this?" In 3 months, he started sweating lead and mercury out of his body because it came out in the sauna on the towels, this brownish, grayish sweat all over the towels. In about 4.5 months, that quit. That was a signal to me, let's get him retested. We got him retested at 5 months. There's no lead and mercury in his body. It is all out. So I gave it an anniversary of 1 year of being on the molecules, drove him back to Florida to have the Johns Hopkins brain test done to find out if hopefully the myelin sheath change. Maybe there's maybe 10% growth back. I'm hoping for anything. So the results came back the end of December of 2011. 100% growth back on his myelin sheath. He has 0 myelin sheath damage now. It's all grown back. So my son has a whole brain now, and now what he's doing is spending his time catching up for the time that was lost. And he has his life, and I have my son.